I try to be completely unanonymous now in my all public interactions. I try to be as real in every way possible, like zero gap between private me and public me.
Why exactly did you? It seems like this is an intentional mission. What made you want to sort of bridge that gap between the private sphere and public sphere? Because that's unique. I know a lot of intellectuals who would make a different decision.
Yeah, interesting. I had a discussion with Naval about this actually, with a few others that have a very clear distinction between public and private.
Something I'm struggling with, by the way, personally, and thinking about.
So one, on the very basic surface level, is if you carry with yourself lies, small lies or big lies, it's extra mental effort to remember what you like to remember what you're supposed to say and not supposed to say. So that's on a very surface level of like, it's just easier to live life when you have the smaller the gap between the private you and the public you. And the second is, I think for me, from an engineering perspective, like if I'm dishonest with others, I will too quickly become dishonest with myself. And in so doing, I will not truly be able to think deeply about the world and come up and build revolutionary ideas. There's something about honesty that feels like it's that first principles thinking that's almost like overused as a term, but it feels like that requires radical honesty, not radical assholishness, but radical honesty with yourself, And it feels like it's difficult to be radically honest with yourself when you're being dishonest with the public. And also I have a nice feature, honestly, that in this current social context, so we can talk about race and gender and what are the other topics that are touchy?
Ethnicity and nationality.
All those things. I mean, like
family structure.
Maybe I'm ineloquent in the way I speak about them, but I honestly, when I look in the mirror, like I'm not deeply hateful of a particular race or even just hateful of a particular race. I'm sure I'm biased and I try to like think about those biases and so on. And also I don't have any creepy shit in my closet about women. Like I haven't done, it seems like everybody, it seems like a lot of people did a lot of creepy stuff in their life. And I just feel like that's really nice and liberating. And especially now, it's funny because I've gotten a bit of a platform. And I think it all started when I went. This is a famous female comedian, Whitney Cummings, and I've gotten a lot of amazing women writing me throughout. But when I went on Whitney, it was like the number of DMs I get on Instagram from women is just ridiculous. And I think that was a really important moment for me. Is like I speak and I feel I really value love. Long-term monogamy with like one person, and it's like I could see where a lot of guys would now continue that message in public and in private just start sleeping around. And so like that's an important statement for me mentally. It's like, nope.
Straight and narrow.
It just go straight in there, and not out of fear but out of like principle, and just like live life honestly. And I feel like that's truly liberating as a human being. Forget public, all of that, because then I feel like I'm on sturdy ground when I say difficult things. And at the same time, sorry, I'm ranting on this. I apologize.
I'm interested personally, so keep going.
I honestly believe in the internet, in people on the internet, that when they hear me speak, they can see if I'm full of shit or not. Like I won't be able to fake it.
Yeah.
Like they'll see it through. Yeah. So I feel like if you're not lying about stuff, you have the freedom to truly be yourself, and the internet will figure it out. Like we'll figure who you are.
And people have a natural tendency to be able to tell bullshit, and it makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint, right?
Exactly.
Like why like of all the things that we could evolve to be good at, being able to detect honesty seems like one that would be particularly valuable, especially in the sorts of societies we developed into.
And then also from a selfish perspective, like a success perspective, I think there's a lot of folks that have inspired me, like Elon is one of them, that shows that there's a hunger for genuineness. Like you can build a business as a CEO and be genuine and like real and do stupid shit every once in a while, as long as it's coming from the same place of who you truly are. Like Elon's inspirational with that. And then there's a lot of other people I admire that are counter inspirations, in the sense like they're very formal, they hold back a lot of themselves, and it's like I know how brilliant those people are, and I think they're not being as effective of leaders, public faces of companies, as they could be. I mean, to be honest, like, not to throw shade, but I will, is like Mark Zuckerberg is an example of that. Jack Dorsey's also a bit of an example of that. I like Jack a lot. I've talked to him a lot. I will talk to him more. I think he's a much more amazing person than he conveys through his public presentation. I think a lot of that has to do with PR and marketing people having an effect. Listen, it's difficult. I think it's really difficult. It's probably many of the same difficulties you will face as the pressures. But it's hard to know what to do. But I think as much as possible as an individual, you should try to be honest in the face of the world and the company that wants you to be more polished, and that being more polished turns you into a politician, and politician eventually turns into being dishonest with the world and dishonest with yourself.